Disclaimer, this is not a rewrite of the Very Odd Parents. This is taking the concept that they gave us and modifying it to make something new. Now that we got that out of the way, I'm sorry, but I've been trying to make videos, but it's either that I run out of energy to complete them, or I don't have time to record my voice because I prefer using my voice compared to using an AI voice. So I thought, why not start with the first idea I had, and was actually able to get through, and that was reconcepting the Very Odd Parents. Like I said in the disclaimer, this is not a rewrite. This is just taking the concept that they gave us, modifying it to make something new. In order to do this, I will, 1, explain what the Very Odd Parents is, 2, have a little bit of banter, 3, explain my concept, and 4, use an example that I made, a concept hypothetical show, and with my characters I made, and give off hypothetical episodes, because it's way more fun for me. So without further ado, let's start. I didn't grow up with Very Odd Parents, but in my recent years I have been able to watch the show, and my opinion is that it's entertaining, and I definitely enjoy it. Though I was definitely thrown off in like the 10th season, but we're not talking about that. Very Odd Parents is about a 10-year-old boy named Timmy Turner who is granted fairy godparents due to the fact that he's quote-unquote the most miserablest kid in the world. Now, I'm not saying that Timmy Turner isn't miserable, because he has like neglectful parents and an abusive babysitter. Now, the show doesn't call her abusive because, of course, it's a kid's show, and they definitely don't go more into depth with how miserable kids can be because it's a kid's show. Anyways, the episodes usually go out usually it's with Timmy making dumb wishes that lead to the conflicts of the episode, and there's for some reason either a rule in the rules that claims that he can't undo the wish, or Wanda and Cosma. I'm sorry! I don't know why I called him Cosma. Anyways, Wanda and Cosmo, Timmy Turner's fairy godparents, somehow lose their wands. Honestly, they really need pockets, bro. Anyways, it's not, and I think that's all I can really say about the Very Odd Parents as a show. Though, I'm definitely going to have a bit of complaints, but it's mostly not really the show's fault, possibly. But it's more of the fact that it's a kid show. Anyways, let's get to my complaints. Despite being able to enjoy the Very Odd Parents until like the 10th season, but I probably will get into season 10 anyways. I do have a bit of a problem with the concept. I feel like they introduce characters who are claimed to be miserable, but they're not really. No, I'm not saying that some of the kids aren't miserable, but I feel like the term miserable is a bit misused. Example, season 10 with I think it's Chloe. Her name's Chloe. and she has to share fairy godparents with Timmy, and the first episode is revolving around her and how perfect she is. But then we go to find out that the reason why she even has fairy godparents is because people take advantage of her kindness, I guess. Which no, that's no reason to be miserable. But I think it has something more to do with like the fact that it's a kid's show and they can't go into deeper, darker stuff. And again, they made a whole episode dedicated to Timmy Turner wishing to not exist. Yeah, that happens. Another complaint I have is how easily you can lose your fairy godparent. It's like either you're grown up or someone discovers it. They're like, your parents found out about us? Oh, gee, Tony. I know you're still like miserable and stuff, but you're gonna have to deal with this on your own. See ya. Literally in like, I think the first episode of Fairy Odd Parents, Timmy Turner wishes to be grown up, and he literally almost loses his fairy godparents because he's a grown man. Honestly, I feel like if that was the case, I feel like that wish should be against the rules, because that would just put the fairy godparents out of business, I think. Also, the fact that literally the fairy godparents can choose to leave whenever they please. It's weird. I'm going to fix all of my problems in the reconcept. It's not rewriting. It's just adding a completely different concept. I don't know why I said reconcept. Anyways, let's get on to my concept. In my concept, fairy godparents are given to kids who have lost their way or have lost their beliefs in finding happiness. This is usually caused by traumatic experiences or a depressive pause in the kid's mental state, such as moving to a new place or dealing with things such as parents divorcing. Fairy godparents are tasked to grant their fairy godkids wishes in order to fulfill their happiness or to make sure that they grow up to be healthy adults. In order to lose a fairy godparent, you either have to be a grown adult, you either have to break one of the rules, or your happiness is fulfilled. A fairy godparent cannot leave their position as a fairy godparent unless they have a great reason to. If the fairy godkid is injured or something happens to them under the circumstance of magic or a wish, the fairy godparent is immediately responsible, just like how a parent is most likely responsible if something happens to their kid, unless they weren't involved. Anyways, fulfilled happiness isn't just a happy moment or a happy day. It has to really mean something in order for the fairy godkid to continue living on as a happy, mentally functional adult. Fairy godparents can grant any wish, but there are consequences if they're not under the rules. And they are not easily as reversible as if you just wished for a piece of pizza but you didn't want it anymore. I think that's all I really need to say about the concept, so I think I will go to my example now.
Hey Soam, I decided to end video here because you'll need content. But I can't voice record at the current time. So it's either I make parts explaining the characters, or I do it in community posts. If I really want, I can do Google Docs, or if I'm not lazy enough, make a comic. Recently, it's been hard to record videos as I explained earlier. But I hope to be able to do some very soon. Enjoy the rest of the speed paint.